Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to begin the funeral services of Marilyn Toddy Richman. Rabbi Evan Moffick from Macomb Solel Lakeside will be officiating. The family also wants to welcome those of you who are online. We appreciate your presence. And for those of you who are here, please take a moment to be sure that your cell phones have been turned off. For those of you who are online, to let you know that the Kriya ceremony has been done, and now we're going to begin the sacred funeral ceremony.
Birth is a beginning, and death a destination. And life is a journey. From childhood to maturity, and youth to age. From innocence to awareness, and ignorance to knowing. From foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom. From weakness to strength, or strength to weakness, and often back again. From health to sickness, and back we pray to health again. From offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat, to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, and life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage, life everlasting. These words, which were penned by Rabbi Alvin Fine, teach us about the journey of life. And they remind us that today is a day of grief, of great grief. But it's also, as much as we can, a day to feel grateful. Grateful that God blessed the world with the wonderful life of Toddy Richman. Our Jewish funeral service is fairly simple. It consists of some readings, some psalms, some reflections, and concludes with the Kaddish prayer. We'll continue now with the words of the 23rd Psalm. Those of you who know it, please feel free to join me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. At the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember Toddy Richman. She's now a part of us as we remember her. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. As long as we live, Toddy too shall live, for she is now a part of us as we remember her. And one way we can remember is by singing together one of Toddy's favorite songs, Eli, Eli. I don't know all the words by heart, so please, everyone needs to join me. Eli, Eli, Sheloim. water and the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of Now I'd like to invite up Elizabeth, who will share some thoughts.
This is pretty intimate. Yeah. Thank you. I think so. Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Elizabeth, the middle child. Thank you for being with us today and for all your continued love and support of Toddy and our family. My mother lived a long, full, and meaningful 94 years. She played many roles: daughter, sister, aunt, cousin, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and of course, her career as an actress. She was a gifted, accomplished, and complicated woman, and our relationship was layered and complex. But because she lived such a long life, I was blessed with the good fortune of getting to know my mother on many levels, as my mother, my children's grandmother, and as a great-grandmother. Of course, her life had only changed because my life had changed. From her child to an adult, to a mother, to Baruch Hashem, the best role ever, a grandmother. And with each of these life changes, I gained a new understanding of who my mother was and of her value to me. Growing up, most would say I was incredibly lucky. I had it all: music, camp, art, and ballet lessons, classical music streaming through the house, first row seats at the opera, trips to museums, vacations, oh my God, with all those historical markers we had to read. Hearing my mother saying things like, be creative, do something, don't sit around and listen to worthless rock music. And what will you be and who will you be when, if one day all those material goods vanish? Honestly, most of those lessons were forced on me, and a lot of times I resented it. But guess what? At this undisclosed age, I am loaded with creative inspirations to the brim. And oh, how I love to dance. It is the core of my spirituality. And as my mother and I discussed just a few weeks ago, I definitely wasn't such a great piano player or good at guitar or flute or recorder, but my body through ballet became my musical instrument. And art, lucky, lucky me, the joy of color is my language and will forever be my passion. And lo and behold, my siblings and kids and I often laugh. I have turned into my mother. Because my house now is full of musical instruments, colorful scarves, a closet full of crazy shaped boxes, glitter glue, and paints galore. And those delicious grandchildren, trust me, they know exactly where to find them all. It is in this latest role as a grandmother where I truly gained the greatest appreciation and admiration for my mother, for gifting me all of these riches, which I hope I have in turn gifted to my children, and hope to re-gift to my grandchildren, Vador Vador. And that was truly my mother's greatest strength, her generosity, her sharing of all her gifts to all who knew her. It was truly exponential. This is a huge loss, and I am so very sad. But she has left us with diamonds and rubies.
Such powerful words and thoughts. And just looking out on this beautiful day and seeing this green grass, I thought of a midrash, a teaching that says, over every blade of grass, there is an angel that's saying, grow, grow. And I think of Toddy. She was one of those people that looked at children, looked at others, looked at those she could help, and said, grow. She was a teacher, a person full of spirit and kindness. I mean, you can just look at the picture that's on our pamphlet, and you can almost see her spirit in that smile. She was just remarkable. She was part of the founding generation of my synagogue, Congregation Solel, and she was beloved as a teacher there. Many of our adult members today who grew up in the community remember her lessons, remember her teaching through drama, through music, through creativity at our Torah school and family school from the 70s through the 90s. She was also extraordinarily creative outside of the synagogue in music and arts therapy and in just loving culture, from opera to travel to classical music. As we just heard, she imbued it all. And that's a tremendous gift. And it's something that we can treasure. Because in Jewish tradition, there's this wonderful midrash, another midrash, that's told about two ships, and they're each near land. One of the ships is going out of the harbor, and the other is coming into it. And everyone's cheering the outgoing ship, giving it a hearty send-off. But the incoming ship is scarcely noticed. And a wise man who's standing nearby chastised the people's reactions. Rejoice not, he said, over the ship that is setting out to sea. For you know not what destiny awaits it, what storms it may encounter, what dangers lurk before it. Rejoice rather over the ship that has reached port safely and brought back all its passengers in peace. And it's the way of the world that when a human being is born, everyone rejoices, of course. But when a loved one dies, we all feel sorrow. And according to this story, we can also struggle to see it the opposite way. Nobody knows what troubles await the developing child on its journey through life. But when a person has lived well and lived a full life, all can take comfort in the knowledge that she has completed her journey successfully. Toddy Richman made such a successful journey through life. Her memory will be a blessing in particular to Daniel and Elizabeth and Mitch and Ruth, to Sam and Jayme and Ariel and Yaakov and Wiley and Rachel and her great-grandchildren. There's a lot of them. Aviva, Naomi, Liam, Shayna, Chavi, and Leah, and step-grandchildren, Isaac and Talia and Max and Mariya and Stanley and Sara, and their 10 children. What a legacy. What a gift. To that we can simply say, Zichrona Livracha. May the memory of Toddy Richman endure among us as an everlasting blessing. God, you give us loved ones. You make them the strength of our life and the light of our eyes. They depart and leave us bereft on a lonely way, but you are the living fountain from which our healing flows. To you, the stricken look for comfort and the sorrow-laden for consolation. God, we see life as through windows that open on eternity. We see that love endures and the soul endures as you, O God, endure forever. We see that the years are more than grass that withers, more than flowers that fade. They weave a timeless pattern in a world that is a dwelling place of your love and your presence. I invite you, if you're comfortably able, to please rise as we say our final prayers. El Malay Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Amsei Minuchan Yechonat, Tacharishikinai, Hiroshim, Vitohorim, Kazohar Hakiyamasirim, and Nishmat, Marilyn Toddy Richman, Shachachala Olama, Ba Harachamim, Yasireha, Beseter Kanafav Olamim, Vayitur Bituchayim et Nishmata, Adonai Hunachalata, Vatanuach Bashalom, Amishkava, Venomar, Amen. Compassionate God, eternal spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to our beloved mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, teacher, loved one, friend, Toddy Richman, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and may her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. For you, the eternal God, are her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us all say, Amen. We'll continue now with the words of the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, our prayer of memory, our prayer of gratitude for Toddy's extraordinary life. Yid Gadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divra, Chirute, V'amlich Malchute, V'chaye Chon, Uvyome Chon, Uvchaye Decho Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uvizman Kari, V'imru, Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabbah, Mivorach, Leolam, Ulamei Almaya, Yit Barach, V'yishtabach, V'yit Pa'ar, V'yit Romam, V'yit Naseh, V'yit Adar, V'yit Aleh, V'yit Alal, Shmei V'Kudusha, Barichu, La'ela, Minko, Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Damiran, V'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehe Shlama, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. O say shalom bimromav, uya say shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May God, the source of peace, send peace to all of us who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say, amen. You may be seated as we wait a few moments while the casket is lowered.
Ladies and gentlemen, the gentlemen from the cemetery are going to lower her casket into the grave and place the cover of the vault. Then you can come forward and place earth into the grave. The tradition is to place 3 measures of earth without handing it from the shovel from person to person. We'll also supply some antiseptic for you after you touch the shovel. Shiva will be at the Richman Dayan residence at 4261 Grove Street here in Skokie today, following the interment till 5, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. Memorial contributions in her memory to the Institute for Therapy Through the Arts, or Makom Solel Lakeside, or the Board of Jewish Education of Metropolitan Chicago. That information is on the service folder that you received when you came here, and for those of you who are online, that information is on our website. At this time, I'm going to turn off the volume. We'll keep the live stream going so you can watch the burial. family, you could use either side. Ladies and gentlemen, please come forward.
finished it. I took a long break. Yeah. Everybody did. And then from the flow circle. Thank you. So we went to Chicago, so like we were back there December. Yeah.
From this?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do it all by hand. So if I could kindly ask whoever able-bodied people to come forward.
Max, get it from this side because they're going to push it closer.
Surf.
Gentlemen, if you want to scoop along the edge, he's going to push it a little closer.
Did you see?
Yeah.
And why? You would have. I would have similar. Yeah. Really? I would never. Yeah. No one knew what her name was. Yeah, because it's double stuff. All using is her dead. Good sounds. Good Max. Yeah. Remember. That's good.
You don't have to put this part.
What's that?
You don't have to put this part.
No, I got all of it. I'm just saying for somebody else not to either. I'm sure they turned it off.
I'll tell you what. Probably.
Oh, my friend Elena. Oh my She was obviously. Oh, Dolores Ayala.
You know, it takes a father to know.
Judy Gujardo. Oh my God, they can't hear me. Right? Oh, Michelle. Perlene. Yeah, that's really nice. I just looked at one before I'm watching.
And Loie.
That's Barbara Melvin.
That's Barbara. Oh, no.
Maybe that's her social media name. Ayala, Dolores Ayala.
Just take it out here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could just gather around for a quick moment. Not to usurp any rabbinical authority, but Rabbi Fashman taught Rabbi Azos' lesson, which I've learned, is that when you leave a grave, you never leave it with a deep impression, you leave it with an impression. If you notice, there's a mound. And we heard today, Toddy's definitely left an impression on everyone. In a moment, we're going to form a shura, a double aisle over here. You're going to ask to stand shoulder to shoulder with social distance. Toddy's three children will walk through, and the Toddy will offer the words of consolation. You'll find on the back of the service folder. We'll start with Yaakov and Achem. There's an interesting story from where this comes. When they built the temple, when Herod built the second temple, on the southern entrance, the stairs are uneven. Why are they uneven? So after the ceremonies, people couldn't actually run away because you can't run on uneven stairs. But it was really an entrance for certain people. Some of those people were mourners. How did they know they were mourners? Their clothes were red. So they didn't go for the whole festivities, but they would go for some of them. But they wanted to still go to the temple. And if you look at the words, it's very specific. It says, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem V'Tok Sha'ar Rachel Yishalayim. You should accompany all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem, if they were there. Some interpret the word Hamakom as God. It also could be interpreted as this place. This is the place. So it's really a topless statement. So if you want to add the comfort of mourners of Zion, Jerusalem, and Stoke, you can add that too. But the traditional words are Hamakom. So if we could ask everyone to form the shura over here, double aisle. And if you notice, the mound in the grave has an impression. Just walk a little bit here. Make it more of a pass because you got the okay, you're gonna walk right through here. Walk through. When we say Hamakom Yenachem Etchem V'Tok Sha'ar V'Leitz Yom V'Yushalayim.
קומי לאחים עשם בסוף שבוע יוצאים בירושלים.
Return to your car.